Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. Breaking news. I just saw a sign. My ears were popping. There's mile marker 78, 79, I should say. Chavez County, New Mexico. Mountains in the foreground, background, which is it? Background. And I've been reading signs way back talking about Alamogordo, where I'm going, and something about 4,000 feet above sea level, and warning about steep grades to Cloudcroft, New Mexico, which is where I'm going to go eventually to. A fellow YouTuber I know has a place there. That's at 9,000 feet, 8,700 or something like that. But anyway, look at that. There's mountains. And I have been going up so gradually, I wasn't even aware of it. You know, you're like 12 feet above sea level in Boynton Beach. I'm 4,000 feet. That's 3,000 feet higher than Atlanta, Georgia. They're only 1,000 feet above sea level. And this is 14 miles per gallon I'm getting as I'm doing 60 and 65 all morning, getting great mileage. Oh my. I've got just over a quarter of a tank. I don't want to pass another gas station. Woo! That would be horrible. So hopefully I'll come into a town here. Let me see right now. If I go through my 77 miles I'm supposed to turn, and my miles till empty says, hang on, wait for it, 135 miles. Hopefully there's a gas station within 135 miles. I'll fill this baby up. But yeah, we're getting some mountains. We're getting the desert. We're in New Mexico. Things are going to start happening to me now. That was from the movie The Jerk, when he got his name in the phone book. I love old movies. Oh man, I own it. Look, I'm the only SOB out here. 134 miles empty, and I'm worried about a gas station. It feels like there's probably not one for 300 miles. But I see mountains. All of a sudden, they just appeared. And those are those mountains you'll never reach. Let me zoom in for you. Let me show you around a little bit. That's over to the left. And, you know, I guess those are more hills than mountains, aren't they? But the highest thing we've seen, for sure, let's zoom back out here. I turned the air conditioning off, and there's a certain way the engine sounds when you get to this altitude. It's like the motor shuts off. That's what we used to say when we rode our Harleys. There was a certain speed the motor loved. It was like 60 or 63 miles an hour. We would say it just shuts off, you know, just, you can't even hear it running. It's just perfect. I'm doing around 1,800 RPMs, 65 miles an hour. Oh, you just heard it shift down to pull that little grade there. I think I have a 6-speed transmission in this Tundra. I think it's 6. It was only 5 in the 4Runner. But hey guys, where's the gas station? I was looking at some comments, and you guys are enjoying the show. One guy said, I haven't spent a penny on this trip. That's right. You can go vicariously. Remember that song? Take a trip and never leave the farm? Sitting on that sack of seeds? I'll tell you what, I wish you was out here with me though. It's really nice to be able to see it with your own eyes. See there? Cloudcroft, 8,600 feet. I should have videoed that. That's like the third sign I've seen warning about Roswell that way. I'm not going to Roswell. I'm going to Alamogordo. Well, this is definitely a different route than I've ever driven in my life. Look at this, going to come down a little bit. I've always took the 20, the 40. This is great. It's just like being on a freeway, except, you know, you're not. So that was another sign right there about grades. This is where I'm glad I only got the teardrop. And for all you believers out there, I'd ask you to throw out some special prayers right now that, and I know you do anyway, that the trailer and the truck all run good, no flat tires, no problems, no wheel bearing issues or nothing. Everything seems to be so good. I'm so proud of it. This truck is so reliable. Send out those prayers for me. I appreciate you. So, I was talking to Teddy earlier back in Boynton Beach, and they had a little cold spell last night. So Jolene was able to make a little fire for her son and his wife and their 4 boys that are visiting the home base in Boynton Beach in their 38-foot, 36-foot travel trailer. Oh, this is beautiful right here. Check this out. This is desert. Yeah. I remember riding similar roads to this on the Harley. That was fun. You guys ever see a movie called Roadside Prophets? It's a very low budget movie. It's a bunch of cameo singers and musicians in it. There's the guy from Beastie Boys. Joe Smith is the guy's name that stars in it. There's, what's that guy's name? It's all about LSD. And another guy. Anyway, look it up on IMDb, the movie on your app, Roadside Prophets. And they talk about the loneliest road in America. I'm going to slow it down here because it keeps shifting down. Highway 50 up in Nevada. I rode it. We're also going to get out on Route 66 for you guys. Kind of reminds me of Route 66 right here. It's no big deal. Route 66, quite a bit of it is basically Interstate 40. It's a frontage road that runs alongside of it for a long ways. Now there's Cowboy. That's a little rodeo thing there. I used to love looking at those when I was a little boy. The ones that were made of wood, though. That one was metal. Yeah, shifting down. I'm climbing up in the altitude here. Pass with care. Yeah, the truck is constantly shifting down. I guess I could go to a lower gear and leave it there. I do that when I'm pulling the crasher. Yeah, I'll do that. Listen. And then I'll shift one up. When you go over, when you slide the shifter over, it actually took it down 2 gears. But I am in, what does it say? 5th. Yeah, there's a 6-speed transmission. So I'm in 5th. I'll hold it there. Keep the RPMs up a little bit. I'm still under 2,000. And so I wanted to report it is 62 degrees. That's dropped 2 degrees since I've been talking to you. And the altitude is no doubt above 4,100 now, as those signs keep indicating that we're climbing to. I hope I don't go to Cloudcroft first and then go down to Alamogordo. Yeah, that'd be cold as heck. Check the temperatures for me for Cloudcroft, New Mexico, and Alamogordo, what the weekly forecast is the next couple of days, the lows at night. Do I got to go buy some long handles, stop at a Walmart, or do I need to run my furnace in the cramper? I will not be cold, I can promise you that. I even got heated seats in the Crusher here. Man, this is so fun. I used to, when I took cross-country trips on my Harley, I'd stop, and take a break. Now, in those days, I'll be honest with you about something. I used to drink, and I never was a beer drinker. I was a liquor drinker. I like Crown Royal, Crown and Diet Coke. I'd stop and have me a liquor drink, and I don't know, it was just something about when you threw your leg back across that thing, you were sober in a heartbeat. I didn't sit there and get drunk. I just have one and then, ride. Like millions do every day that leave bars and happy hours and drive home. Or, go to dinner and drink. Anyway, not trying to justify it, but that's what I did. And I would remember when I would pull over, the little trunk you open up on your Harley is called a tour pack. That's where I kept my bottle and some ice. And I always had a glass. I never wanted to drink a liquor drink in a cup or a plastic cup. I wanted me a liquor glass. So I had one of them like Crown Royal glasses you get in a little gift box when you buy a Crown Royal gift thing during the holidays. So I make a drink and I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying myself. I got nobody else with me to enjoy it with. And I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at the Harley Davidson I got all packed up. And I'm thinking to myself, look at this machine. This machine brought me here. This thing has got me to this beautiful place. And it's going to keep carrying me on down the road and back home, hopefully, without any trouble. And it did 3 times. So I just sort of had an epiphany thinking about that, driving the Crusher here, thinking about how reliable the Toyota is. And I'm proud of that teardrop back there for following behind me so good. And I'm out here with flip-flops on. I don't have to be wearing a bunch of boots and stuff like on a motorcycle, and gloves and helmets. I'm in an environment-controlled situation if it should rain or whatever. And I'm just traveling. And when I get tired at night, I got a little motel back there to jump in. I got a kitchen. You guys got to hook up. This is a very inexpensive, affordable way to travel, and I would think pays for itself pretty quick if you did a lot of traveling versus a hotel or a motel room. Now, pulling those big campers, you're spending so much money on fuel, and in today's prices, I don't know how that money works out with what it costs. Hey, look, there's some cows. Don't let me forget to buy gas next time I see a gas station. And that was another thing. When I had a Harley, I only could go 150 miles before I had to buy gas. It had a 5-gallon tank. The Harleys before mine, a couple of years before it, they only had like a 3.8 or a 4.2 or something like that. I had a 5-gallon tank. They made them a little bigger. But 150 miles was about as far as you could go. And I remember being out on Route 66 or somewhere like this, and I said, oh, it was on Big Sur, and it was $5 a gallon. And just like right now, I don't care what gas costs. The next gas station I see, I'm stopping. I'm not shopping. I'm getting it. You know that's right. I am going to pay whatever it is. I'm down to 125 miles before empty, but at these speeds, I should be all right. Anyway, guys, gals, I'd say that as a term of endearment. I don't mean to be sexist by saying guys, but everybody, thank you very much for joining along. Get out and do it yourself. It's a lot of fun. Just go to one end of the country and back. Just looking around, seeing stuff. And yeah, smell the roses. I'm going to smell the roses, but until I get somewhere where I want to be, I'm not going to bring that e-bike out and stay overnight, a couple of 3 nights in one spot I'm just trying to get there, and I'm getting close. I'm there now. This is where I want to be. Look at this. There's some foothills. They're not mountains, but they're definitely something. All right, let's get this one uploaded. Crush it.